Good morning. How is it going? I hope your morning is shaping up to be beautiful and your day productive. Uh, Today, I thought I would kind of follow the theme from last week. We were talking about the relationship we have with the sun and talk about the moon and the relationship we have with the moon. So it's really interesting when you think about all of the different luminaries, the sun and the moon, all the planets in the sky, and how they have such a big impact on us. It's incredible, and the moon in particular is I don't know if I want to say my favorite, but it's definitely my favorite to follow and work with. And the reason is the moon is so incredibly connected to us and has such an impact on our lives on a very regular basis. So the moon shifts into a constellation every 2.5 days into a different one. And so every 2.5, 3 days, we're going to feel different effects. The moon encourages us to go within. It is our inner world. It's about our emotions, about our relationship with our mothers, because it's a feminine luminary. The sun is masculine and the moon is feminine. You hear people talk about moon cycles when it comes to their periods, things like that for women, how they sync together when they're a group of us together. It's true. I mean, all of that is because the moon has such an impact, not just on women, but on all of us, but particularly women. It's also, if you think about the moon too and the moon cycles, you have the full moon, which is bright light in the sky, and then you have the new moon that's dark, you can't see it. And so if you can think of the moon as it relates to yourself as the light and the dark side of you, the times when you feel really happy and at peace, and there's times when you feel really unsettled and kind of in this dark place. So the moon is a duality energetically, just like us. So there are the kind of the themes or the energies or the feelings around each of the sun signs. There are also the similar energies and feelings around the moon signs. They're a little bit different though than the sun. You can look at the sun sign and still get a general sense of what your moon sign is about, but and then your sun sign affects your moon sign. But to keep it simple, for the sake of simplicity, I'm just going to share a few of the overarching themes for each of the constellations that relates directly to the moon, regardless of your sun sign. If you do not know your moon sign, there are a couple different places that you can go. Astro.com and cafeastrology.com both are really good and they're free resources for you to find not just your sun and moon sign, but also you can get a chart, your natal chart, with all of the planets. That may not mean anything to you when you look at it at first, but we may touch on a couple of different things in the coming weeks. And that's the tropical system. So I have mentioned before, like I've been following the Vedic system more than the tropical, but I think just for the sake of simplicity and for you to just kind of get a general understanding, tropical is okay for you to start with, because there is an impact on you with the tropical as well as the Vedic. So you kind of encompass a lot of those. It just depends on kind of where you are in your life. And we may get into the Vedic later, but again, just for simplicity's sake, we'll stick with the tropical just for a general understanding for you. If you want to dig into the Vedic, I can't remember the name of the site that I go to, but if you just type in Vedic natal chart free or free Vedic natal chart, I'm certain there will be a place that you can find that information if you really want to go and take a deep dive into the nitty-gritty of astrology. Okay, So let's start with the first sign of the zodiac, Aries. So I'm getting this information actually I pulled from a book called The Only Astrology Book You'll Ever Need by Joanna Martine Woolfolk. So it's a fantastic book. It's super comprehensive. I mean, if you can look, it's not for the faint of heart. It's a big time, very heady intellectual read. So check it out if that's your jam, because it's full of fantastic information. It's one that it's a big reference book for me. So anyway, just food for thought if you're interested in that. Okay, Aries. Quickness of mind, outspoken, unable to live under another's rules. Now remember, these are moon sign descriptions, not sun sign descriptions. So you need to know your moon sign in order for this to make sense to you and to see how it like fits in with you. And you can also look up members of your family, people you work with, intimate partners. It's really interesting and fascinating to learn a little bit more about them and how they engage and interact in the world. Okay, Taurus. Endurance, conservative outlook, sensitive, sensual personality that needs love and security. Gemini, witty intellect, independent, imaginative. Cancer, sensitivity and imagination, charisma, warm, romantic nature. Leo, dignity, affectionate, outgoing, leadership instinct. Virgo, mental prowess, common sense, intelligent, thoughtful approach to life. Libra, charming, fair, artistic. Scorpio, self-reliable, sensual and magnetic flair for influencing others. Sagittarius, a love of learning, humanitarian, independent thinker. And if you're hearing these and you know someone in your inner circle and you know their moon sign, these are probably really like pinging for you, where it's like, oh, wow, yeah, I totally see that. Capricorn, persistent, ambitious, powerful personality, instinct for excellence. Aquarius, independent, stimulating mind, persuasive charm, excited by the unconventional. And finally, Pisces, sympathetic heart, artistic temperament, work that leaves a lasting impression. So with these moon signs, you have a deeper understanding of yourself or others when it comes to your inner world, your personality, the parts of you that you might tuck away and hide. That's that like dark, shadowy side of the moon. But also the bright, beautiful sides. There's I would say the beneficial and maybe not non-beneficial, but what we would consider beneficial and non-beneficial. The non-beneficial is actually it's actually great to have both. It's wonderful to have that deeper understanding of ourselves and how we relate to the world, and what may seem non-beneficial can be fuel for you to break outside of your comfort zone, to do something different, to craft a life that you didn't think possible. It's I'm trying to look here how in the book, the author of this book, she talks about it as the bright side and the dark side of the moon. So we can think of that like ourselves too, like the light and dark, the shadow and the light of who we are. I mean, there are obviously little pieces of us that we like to tuck away and keep to ourselves. So just embrace all of it. Yeah, it's pretty liberating. I hope this was helpful. I hope you loved it. Please let me know what you think. Remember, we learn from one another. I will see you here tomorrow for Flower Friday. I'm still not feeling called to do the live quite yet, so I'm just going to go with the flow on that, and we'll see when that plays out. I'm not going to commit to anything. Maybe we'll just kind of be spontaneous, and I'll give you a heads up when that will happen. But for now, have a fabulous Thursday, and I will see you here tomorrow. Bye for now.